Hello world, from whichever time zone you're catching me from, my name is MD90. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notification to all so that you do not miss the uploads that come up. And the easiest way for you to navigate the channel is to head to the playlist. You'll find videos curated for you based on your interest. So if you're interested in the Kutika podcast, you'll find a playlist for that. For news and trends, there's a playlist for that. Exclusive with MD90, a bunch of playlists that are created based on your interest. So the easiest way to navigate the channel is head straight to the playlist and you'll find what you're here for. Consider becoming a member of the channel. Right next to the subscribe button is the join button. You click on the join button so that you can become a member of the channel. You support the team on the production and a number of things that we're doing here, and we appreciate that.
Well, the conversation with regard to the burial of the late President Edgar Chagwa Lungu continues. As you may be aware, the court case has been adjourned in the Pretoria High Court indefinitely until the Constitutional Court of South Africa determines the way forward henceforth. But there were still possibilities or conversations that were being talked about of the Zambian government through the Attorney General and the Lungu family coming to an agreement of some sort. No update has come with that regard if those conversations are still ongoing or everyone is now waiting for the verdict to come from the Constitutional Court. Because nothing was updated from both sides since then. The only new development is this issued by the UPND just a couple of hours ago. So the UPND put up this information. They say, UPND directs members to suspend statements on burial of 6th President Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu. The United Party for National Development, UPND, has directed all its officials and members to refrain from issuing any public statements concerning the burial arrangements of the late 6th President Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu. In a statement issued by UPND Secretary General Mr. Watuke Imenda, the party emphasized that all communication regarding the burial will be handled strictly through official government channels. Due to recent development concerning the burial of the 6th President, Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu, all UPND officials and members are directed to avoid making any public statements on this issue, Mr. Imenda stated. He further urged members to exercise patience and await for more updates, while encouraging them to keep the former first family in their thoughts and prayers during this difficult time of mourning. UPND media team. So that's a communication that has been issued to all UPND affiliated members to state them to advise them to say only chief government spokesperson, that is Cornelius Mweta, or permanent secretary for media, Tabo Kawana, now expected to issue statements, not anybody from the structure. So that's a communique coming from the UPND. And then Chief Tayali weighed in. He says, meanwhile, at Chitumbi, Chambo Kubola, South Africa. So he alleges to say the morgue that is handling Edgar Chagwa Lungu's body, that has been keeping it. Chief Tayali alleges to say they are complaining that the state of the former head of state's body is now decomposing, allegedly. There is no truth to that because no communication has come from the family side, neither official statement coming from that morgue. It might just be Chief Tayali pushing that agenda. But because what I suspect is that Edgar Chagwa Lungu's body was already embalmed at this point. They could not just keep it in the same state, especially that if there is a possibility of it being repatriated to Zambia. So if it has been embalmed, then where is the decomposition coming from that Chief Tayali is alleging there? That holds no water. And then obviously people responded to the UPND statement, so the directive coming from the Secretary General there, Prince Innocent there said, I said it from the beginning, this was supposed to be the first call upon announcing the funeral, followed by a genuine reconciliation and negotiation, not causing stones of propaganda, insults, and Boma and Iboma were also taken us. I mean, look at where it has taken us. Wisdom is very important in life. So he says, no, this call that is being made by the UPND Secretary General was supposed to be immediately the funeral was announced, only official government channels were supposed to be used, not people issuing statements. There are videos that were circulated of people affiliated to the UPND, and apologies have been said since then. So he's simply saying this was supposed to be done ahead of time. What is in the mass newspaper, there's that headline, that's a lie. There is no law or customs in Zambia on ex-president's funeral. That's a Professor Lumina. He says this argument that is being issued by the Zambian government with regard to customs and laws, there's nothing in our constitution or in the ex-president's funeral procedure. Obviously, those are just arguments from one side of the aisle. And then Brian Apunda put up this article. He says the true copy of the original. He puts up a picture of Edgar Lungu with his son there. So he says Brian Apunda is the Secretary General, I think, for Socialist Party, Fred Meme's party, if not the media director there. He says his name is Dalisto Lungu, a family man and the son of 6th Republican President Edgar Chagwa. May his soul rest in peace. Dalisto joined government, Zambia Revenue Authority, in 2010 with his first posting being at Nakonde border post. He left government in 2016, a year after his father became president. He's a very quiet person and a man of few words. He's a camera shy person, and the whole time his father's presidency kept away from the limelight, and continues to keep away from the public eye after his father's presidency and demise. Even in Pretoria, he's very much there, but you won't take a spotlight seat in court or church. He sits in the back dock or in the back room. So he simply says his personality is very much that of his father. That's according to Brian Apunda, that worked with the former late president there. News diggers as that headline. Police pick up 4 Maria Zaloumis farm workers and partner linked to Simfukwe murder. So as you may be aware, Z farmer or Maria Zaloumis has been in the news the past, I think, 3 days or so with regard to the video that circulated of a young man that was badly beaten at a farm, allegedly, and there are 2 sides of this argument. Others are going to say she's supposed to be arrested, just like the other people that have been arrested. Others saying no, she was the victim in this case. And then Chief Tayali weighed in. He says clearly Maria should have she should be in police cells as postmortem has been confirmed. So the postmortem that was conducted on the boy that was beaten confirmed that he died out of the beating that had happened to him. Obviously, in the newspaper, say arrest Simfukwe killers, rights NGO blast police for trying to shield the killers. So people are going to say, no, how can you go and arrest people, farm workers, and leave the owner of the farm in this case? That's what I'm saying. Is it because she's the daughter of someone holding a high profile? So that's the conversation that's continuing. Since Simfukwe died at the age of 20 after being beaten and tortured, family representative during his life history. So he has been buried today, and that's where those statements were coming from. And these are the images that have been circulating mostly by the Patriotic Front, Emmanuel Mwamba, where he was putting up a picture of Maria with President Hakainde Hichilema on several occasions, and also with their mother. So the mother is Maria's mother is the chairperson for the Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ. So they're saying that's why she hasn't been picked up. That's the argument that the Patriotic Front is putting across to say, how can you pick up people that are under her when the thing had happened at a farm and she was present allegedly at a time? And then people are saying, is it because she's in close proximity with the authorities there? Obviously, this lawyer, the number of the lawyers have picked up a fight for the family of the young man, fighting, said, whether it's an acid, because there is that allegation to say it's an acid or a chameleon, it doesn't give anyone the right to take away life at will. So simply saying, okay, fine, if you are alleging to say he had gone with those things at Maria's farm, that does not guarantee or give right for people to take away his life. There. Chief Tayali also weighed in and say it is difficult to work with the United Party for National Development, UPND, because they tend to self-sabotage themselves, obviously, over this issue. It seems to be arguing to say Maria is supposed to be arrested, not what is going on, where there is an alleged propaganda to shield her from facing consequences of that. Isaac Simfukwe, father of the late innocent Simfukwe Enoch, breaks down in tears at his son's funeral in Ngwerere, Lusaka there. So that's the father of the young man that was killed there during the burial earlier on today. And then Chief Tayali doubles down and says, don't shield Maria. She is directly involved. Such issues make the UPND and the president each of them look bad. So that's Chief Tayali seems to be saying, hey, they just arrest her. How can you arrest a partner when she was actually present there? Arrest her just like everyone else. On the other hand, George Mutonga had a different argument to say, so why is the why the pictures of Hakainde Hichilema and Maria? Why not use pictures of everyone involved in the matter over Maria? So he was referring to Emmanuel Mwamba's post where he had put all pictures of Maria with President Hakainde Hichilema. So George is simply saying, why are you involving President Hakainde Hichilema in this? He has nothing to do with it. Why not just post pictures with the people that are alleged to be involved in this crime? And Emmanuel Mwamba responded to why he was using President Hakainde Hichilema's pictures with the Z farmer or Maria. So he says, why are pictures with President Hakainde Hichilema, you ask? It is clear that the very moment the said incident occurred, there has been a great attempt to hide or cover up the heinous and violent crime who's protecting Maria Zaloumis, he asked to say. The only reason why others have been arrested and she's out is because that's Emmanuel Mwamba's argument, is because she's in close proximity with authorities. Her mom is the ECZ chairperson, and obviously she's close with President Hakainde Hichilema, Emmanuel Mwamba alleges, and that's why he's using President Hakainde Hichilema's pictures. On the other side, they're simply saying, no, that does not hold any water. Just use her pictures because the president has nothing to do with it. Obviously, those arguments going back and forth. George Mutonga doubled down, say, why the hate for Maria? Why you hate Maria so much? She has never done anything to anyone, but you have developed a hatred and so bad that someone who went to kill her, he alleges. So he alleges the young man had gone to kill her, who went to kill her and harm her, is receiving more sympathy than her. Am I getting this right? The boy went to harm and kill Maria. He got caught and was beaten, and it led to his death. If he had managed to do what he was sent to do, would we still be talking about Maria's death the way you're talking about the death of the young man? So according to George Mutonga, he alleges to say the young man that was beaten at a farm had gone to harm her, and so she simply used self-defense. So now people are arguing to say, okay, fine, if it's self-defense, then now why arrest the people that are allegedly receiving instructions by the boss? You arrest the employees and then leave the boss that was alleged to be issuing those instructions. So I'm saying, just like the way our employees have been arrested as the investigations go on, why not arrest her also? So that's one side of the aisle there. Obviously, the Patriotic Front kept on doubling down, sharing pictures of her with President Hakainde Hichilema as expected. And then Chief Tayali put up a video after he saw that his posts were not getting the traction he wanted. He says, please save us from being seen as hypocritical. Do the right thing. Arrest Maria Zaloumis. So he says there's nothing to defend here. Just the way you've arrested our employees, arrest her also. Let her go and defend herself in court, just like everyone else is defending themselves. That's Chief Tayali's argument there. What is George Mutonga was advising JJ Banda. He's been going live recently a lot. So he says that he's still a fugitive, and then he put up an example to say the way JJ Banda is going live, he thinks he's safe and his location cannot be disclosed. And then he gives an example to say there was a US fugitive that was also very too overzealous and confident, and he kept on going live. And one of the times that he went live, the police were able to trace his location through his microwave. So he's simply saying, JJ Banda is going to get himself arrested the way he's going live so recently. Just like, is it why me that was recently arrested? In conclusion, JJ stopped going live. That was his advice, saying, do what Pamela Gondwe did. She's been off the grid from the time that she became a fugitive. That's the advice coming from George Mutonga. And then he gave an example, the serial numbers of on the microwave, and he was able to trace it, his location. So simply saying, if the authorities want to trace JJ Banda, they will be able to do it through his live streams. That's according to George Mutonga's advice there. And then State House says President Hichilema's choice of transport not a matter of public concern. So State House Chief Communication Specialist Clayson Amasaka says President Hakainde Hichilema is at liberty to use any mode of transport to attend his official engagements. So it seems like that's another conversation there. Daily Nation, geo shortages, crisis bites. That's one newspaper. Real Time say stench is over. Government zebra manufacturing finds a solution to Tabombeki Road overflow sewer. So it seems like the smell that has been near Parliament Montel has been resolved, according to that statement. The Zama suspends pumping. That's as Energy Minister confirms that the pipeline stopped pumping around 01 hours today, but allows fears of diesel shortage crisis because the country has enough stock for a changeover. So it simply says fuel is very much available. It's just that they stopped pumping it, so that issue will be resolved. Man kills Barry's daughter for allegedly sleeping out twice without father's permission. That's in the Real Times. And then that's in the Daily Revelation. And then government suspends 2 Chinese firms for illegal processing of gold and copper. And yeah, that's what's in the news, ladies and gentlemen.